Hey, it's Natasha.
And Khalil.
And we are the co-hosts of
WokeNFree.
Thank you for tuning in to our 125th episode of Woke and Free. If you've been tuning in every week for Woke and Free Wednesday, you know that Woke and Free is all about being real and honest with each other and you. We talk about everything and anything important to us, you, the world, and nothing is off the table. This week, we are discussing, do we need privacy? Very, very interesting. But before we dive deep into the subject, we have a couple of questions to ask you, aka my monologue time. Woohoo!
Great.
Exactly. So first and foremost, who here has downloaded the Podbean app? If you have, yay! That is how you join the Woke and Free Wednesday conversation. If you have the Podbean app downloaded, that's how you can add comments. And with your comments, what can we do? We can engage with you. We can talk to you and we can hear you out and what makes you woke and free, what makes you woke and maybe not so woke. But that's okay. The point is just to have a real conversation every single week because that's what we owe it to ourselves. So make sure you download the Podbean app so you can do that. If you are catching the show on another platform, say iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or any of the other platforms, yay! We really appreciate your support. Just make sure you're subscribed to and follow to the show on any of the platforms you're catching us on. So if you go to WokeNFree.com and you click on Listen tab, then you'll be able to peruse and pick your platform of choice for which you want to catch the show on. So have at it and have fun. If you are enjoying the Woke and Free conversation every single week, then we really would greatly appreciate your support in getting the word out, sharing this episode out with your friends, your family, your coworkers. Simple share on Facebook, likes, all of that good stuff really counts, guys. So make sure that you are joining the conversation and being a part of the Woke and Free Nation in that way. If you want to hit us up on social media, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest at Woke and Free. And then, of course, if you have 2 minutes, 2 minutos, por favor, please review the show on your platform of choice. What's my suggestion? Definitely the Apple Podcast ratings, 5 stars. 5 stars, guys. Thank you. But no, seriously. Give us your stars of rating choice. But choose the platform you want to review the show on because, again, all of that feedback really matters and is super important in helping to get the word out. So that is end scene of monologue.
Good. You did good on this one.
Really bored the shit out of you, right?
I was riveted.
Why are your eyes closed?
It was enjoyable, like a classical, like opera.
There you go.
Or maybe something different.
Nice.
Each week we like to share a little bit about us before we dive into the topic for the episode. Last week we shared, would you rather have a plant or goldfish that talks to you? This week we're asking, would you rather have your mouth freeze with a stupid smile or your eyes freeze crossed?
I mean, really, Khalil, this is like really pulling from
this is from your book, so you can't even get mad at me.
I'm not getting mad. I'm just confused.
These are real questions from your book.
Have the craziest.
This is that special book you got from me.
It's a special question. That's what it is.
Because these questions are more special than I come up with. You know
like,
that.
Which eye do you want to poke out first? Your right or your left? Like, what is the saw? Like, this is getting really crazy. Like,
I mean, if they go on that level, I don't know. That's kind of crazy.
You know, which leg could you live without? Like,
that would be a good one. It may be in the book, so don't say that. It might be in there. Don't say that. Because it would say, would you rather lose a leg or an arm? So you could be crazy like that.
Good, sweet
I mean,
Lord.
They could say crazy stuff, but hopefully not.
That would be funny if there was a saw.
It may be in there.
Like, question book. That's crazy. Now I want to know the answer. Actually, now you have to answer. If you had to live with just a leg or an arm, like losing which one, which would you lose?
If I had to choose what limb to lose, which one would I lose? I probably would do the leg, I think.
Wow, really? You want to hobble around, huh?
Yeah, because with my hands, at least I can play video games. That's really all I'm thinking about. I'm like, even if everything
disrespectful question.
No, but if everything went all to whatever, at least you can still like chill out and play games. Because if you only have one hand,
it's a disrespectful question, though. It is.
Yeah, but it's.
I'm not even gonna answer it. But I just I had to. Well, I can. If you want to know my answer,
what would be your answer?
I would want to walk, and so I'd give up an arm. Yeah.
But then you only have one arm.
Yes, and that would be the reality of life.
And I mean, well, you don't play enough video games, so
yes, and there are people who live without any.
But you know what they're doing now,
remarkable lives. So
well, yeah, but
I would be fine.
One of the good things now that they're doing is Microsoft. Microsoft is making like controllers that anybody can use. So
that's awesome.
I think that's actually good. So technically, you could choose either or. You might be okay. It's just that.
Of course, you would be okay because people live in all sorts of different.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you'll be okay. It's just
you'll be more than okay.
That's just a crazy question.
I
hope they don't have that in there.
It's
but
a disrespectful question.
Yeah.
But to get off this really crazy yellow brick road, to answer this question, again, this is also a disrespectful question.
Is it really? It seems like a beauty question.
Smile or eyes freeze cross. Like
I know, it seems like a beauty question, which I guess can be offensive to some.
It's a vain, horrid question. Yeah,
it's definitely vain.
There are some people who do have maybe really comical smiles.
There's people with like a mouth stuck a certain way. We didn't see the Joker movie, but that might be about
exactly. And then there's also people who have cross eyes. So like that's what I'm saying. That's what's crazy. This is a disrespect. This is a disrespectful question. So we're just putting that out there, guys. Don't be offended. Live your life, but. That my answer to this would probably be the smile. I wouldn't call it a stupid smile. I would just say, listen, at the end of the day, happiness it's a way to make friends. It's a way to influence the world. It's a way to lift yourself up. So personally, I don't necessarily would want my eyes crossed, but for those who have eyes crossed, it is what it is. Life is, we all are meant to look different and live different and have different experiences. So here I'd have my frozen smile. And you?
But isn't it like possible to? I've heard it's like possible to fix like cross-eyedness now. Anyway,
I'm not sure, and I don't know if that's an appropriate language to use per se, but.
That's your answer.
No, because we have to listen.
That's not the appropriate language.
I don't think that's appropriate.
I don't know.
Language. I don't.
All right. I don't know. I mean,
just
that's what they call it.
Alternate appearances.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
This is a disrespectful question, though.
All I know is you could change. You could change your eyes to straight. I heard.
Okay. Cool. And your answer to your
mine is I definitely doing the smile because I could be like Joker with my big grin on. I could get my grin on.
That's your reference point.
Who wouldn't want to be Joker? That just seems cool.
Wowzers. I think I'll choose Batman in that scenario.
No, but Batman doesn't have crossed eyes, though.
You don't know. He wears a mask.
No, don't say that. You can't say that. That's even most of the Batmans aren't cross-eyed.
We're getting off this crazy
but you know it's crazy. It's messed up, though. I have to say it because it is true. So Superman has an alternate doppelganger version of him called Bizarro. And technically, his eyes are crossed. Okay. I just had to put that out there. It's the truth. This is not a joke.
Everyone, so what I'm saying is this question is weird because at the end of the day, everyone looks different and have different things going on, and no one should be mocked.
It really doesn't matter.
And appearance,
it just looks anyway.
It doesn't. Yeah, but everyone is beautiful. Everyone is special. Like we need to just stop with this whole vain culture we live in. It's disrespectful.
But remember, we get that from our animals because the animals are even worse than us. You know that they see something different about them and they throw them to the side.
I know. Well, we as creatures are higher order.
Even lower animals, they go crazy.
So we need to be better, and we need to love on each other and appreciate all different types of looks, and stop being weird when someone looks a different way than expected. Like it is what it is. Everyone is beautiful and special. What is your question?
On that note,
yes.
On that note, which it's going a little different, is do we need privacy?
Yes and no.
We're talking about these looks and stuff.
Yes, absolutely. So on one hand, privacy is comforting. It allows us to do what we want. without, having to be under a microscope of society or the government necessarily or overtly. However, if we could all just kind of lay everything on the table, I think it'd also be really liberating and relieving, because then we don't have to create these masks or create these personas of like who we are to this group and who we are in this society versus who we are in the home. Living in a world without, under the table deals and secret transactions seems really, really liberating, invigorating. And, I don't know if it's possible, because people have such intentions of wanting to steal other people's identity, commit fraud against each other. So I don't know if we'll ever get there as a society, because we have to find a way to prevent the intention of crime. But if we could, then I think it would really be beautiful to, like, when people say they have meetings, we know what the meeting is about and everything's laid out and documented and we all have access to things. Like, I think it would be really, really cool.
Oh, have access to what?
To to how people are behaving, like this whole thing with.
So you're trying to eliminate privacy is what you're.
Well, I'm saying that's my argument is like, do we need privacy? I could see yes and no. Is my ultimate decision, I would say it's hard. A part of me says like yes, but a part of me says no, because the problem is when you create barriers to not having people have access to things and saying this is under private information, then that's where you start to have secrets and underhandedness, because not everyone can access things, right? Like, we do not have access to a lot of the stuff happening in government, and I think that is driving people crazy.
But you have to that's because we're not on
the greater order and society.
We're not actually. They say we're a global economy, but we're not so
global.
Yeah, we're global, but we're not all one. It's like
we're
that.
We're not unified.
So. If we were united as a
could we go
planet,
online and find out what exactly happened in every town in Ethiopia?
No.
Like, no. So we're not. So there, but so
because we're not one people.
Earth we are. One. We're a human race, but we.
Biologically we are. Yes. Biologically we are. Socially we're not.
We're not. We don't. Behave
Socially
that way.
we're completely separate.
But having privacy is a double-edged sword. Is essentially my answer, and I think that it creates the problems that we're trying to solve, but it's like, maybe we should just stop and just be really transparent and leave it at that. And maybe that would make things better, and maybe it would make it worse. I'm not sure.
Leave things transparent.
Yeah, everything.
Which would, just based on how we run our system now, society would not work as it works now.
People would have to change their behaviors.
We literally, almost every government literally has like a secret agency force to go and discover information from other countries secretly.
We'd have to change all of that.
Yeah, see, that would go away. Behaviors. Even from your allies. Your allies you are spying on. Like, so I don't know we'd
have to lay everything on the table. Could we do that as a society? I don't think so right now.
It would change how we operate. Everything would operate differently.
But it would be, to me, so liberating just to like know that we all had access. Like the Information Freedom Act, right? Like, people want access to things. And I just think that, like, if we could just
But you want to know all the atrocities too? Because like if you laid it out on the floor, all the atrocities would come out and people would be.
But then we can solve it, right? You can't solve things if you don't know what's happening, and you can't address things if you don't know what's happening.
Well, that's the problem too. Yeah, we can't even address the atrocities, right?
Brushing things under a rug, and it's getting out of control, and I don't think it's making our society better.
No, I think we definitely need privacy, but there's like a balance between privacy, security, and convenience. And there was this article, Privacy versus Convenience by AI Media Group, and it mentioned that slightly less than half of U.S. consumers worry about privacy, but almost as many, about 44%, are frustrated when companies fail to deliver a personalized experience. So this is like addressing just kind of like the ads online when you go online, and ads are kind of like tailored towards you. So people are actually they worry about privacy, but they get mad when, they're not shown things that they like. So that's kind of interesting that people worry about privacy, but they still want to get that custom experience, like someone is shopping for them and knows all their wants and wishes. And they also saw that 48% of consumers have left a website and bought elsewhere because the experience was actually poorly curated. And that's up from 40% last year, which that's a huge number. So it seems like people are more open to the custom ads that being shown to them. Even though I haven't heard that voice from just people I've spoken with, but I guess this is just kind of what U.S. consumers are about now. And 73% globally say that no business has ever communicated with them in a way that felt too personalized. So they're kind of okay with the information that businesses know about them.
Okay.
And 83% of global consumers are actually willing to share their data to enable a personalized experience.
Interesting.
So from all this, I just see people are kind of like, they're ready for AI and companies to gather our data so it can help us with shopping, basically, when it comes to it.
Gotcha.
That's what it seems like. I mean, it seems privacy is kind of like becoming less and less important. And I get it. I mean, I understand it. It's like when you go to work, you want to know that your commute is 20 minutes less today, stuff like that. Or, I was trying to buy these fresh pair of Timbs, but there was these other Wolverine shoes and I got those instead because they were on sale.
Wolverine.
Yeah, those are real. Those are real. Don't make that face because you're playing all the people that wearing their Wolverine shoes right now. So don't mess around. Now stop it. Stop it. You stop it.
That kind of a day. Whoa,
you stop it. No, because don't let me bring it up. Bear paws
are fabulous.
Yeah, and
are fabulous
compared to the real snowman shoes or the moon shoes. I forgot the other
Uggs.
One. Yeah, Uggs.
Moon shoes.
Moon shoes.
Moon shoes.
Yeah, see, Uggs versus Bear Paw, Tim's versus Wolverine. It's the same class. Just because the name is interesting.
Your Wolverine.
Yeah, donate on the Wolverine boots. They're a good price.
Hey there. Do you have a book that you want to share with the WokeNFree Nation? Are you a business owner looking to share your product or service with the podcasting world? Well, guess what? You can book an ad with us on our Contact Us page at WokeNFree.com. We're super excited to speak with you about curating a unique ad that will get your message across the WokeNFree platform. So go to the Contact Us page at WokeNFree.com. That is WokenFree.com, because WokeNFree is more than a podcast. It's a way of life and offers an innovative way to promote your platform in the exploding podcasting space.
What is the true cost to having privacy?
Well, according to the AI Media Group they actually discussed a breakdown of risks with decreased privacy. So what you have is criminal activity such as identity theft or credit card fraud, a la the Equifax breach, stuff like that is more bound to happen with decreased privacy.
Yeah.
Then government agencies like the NSA knowing too much about its citizens. So the NSA knowing where you're about to drop a deuce, they're going to know stuff like that. Political actors like Cambridge Analytica and foreign powers accessing data. Well, we all know about what happened with that, with Facebook, and they having to ban this, I don't even know, I guess company from their platform. And then just misuse of personal data to sell us things. So those are kind of the issues that come up with decreasing your privacy or not having the privacy.
Well, yeah, so I found a CFO article that you'll be able to have the link on WokeNFree.com. All of our research and links you can find in the episode at WokeNFree.com. But that really discussed kind of some of the financial costs to not adhering to consumer private data. So that's some just additional data, like information that you can check out. But ultimately, I think the true cost of privacy, it lives within the realm of financial, mental, physical, and then institutional costs. And so, it's a lot, right? There's a lot.
Is it mental costs? I mean, what is it from like bullies or something?
Yeah, like all of that. Like the more information you put out there, then the less stable you can be as a person, because people can use that information against you. They know also catfish you. They can pretend to be you. I mean,
they know what you wore at your 5th birthday party.
Yeah, like there's a lot. It takes a toll on every aspect of our life. So I think the costs are something that we as a society aren't even fully aware of, and we're collecting more data as we speak to understand the real ramification of the internet, the real ramification of social media, the ramification of privacy, not privacy. privacy? What type of privacy? And also, what are the prescribed steps moving forward? Because I think there's been a lot of trial and error. Things were new. Everything, the internet is new comparatively to other types of things in our world. Social media is new compared to other things in our world. So the issue is when you're in the realm of new and startup, there's a lot of unknowns. And so now we are bearing the consequence of that. And now that we've had it for a little bit, what can we do to protect our children? What can we do to protect people from getting suicidal, from feeling like their world is just not making any sense, for people who feel like they have to become hermit crabs because it's just too much. They don't want to be tapped in or plugged in. It's just too much for them. So
yeah, they can remove all their digital traces because they just don't want to take a chance with it.
And hopefully you're independently wealthy, because in our world now you get scrutinized if you're not tapped in or plugged in. And so what is the ramification for your career and your professional decisions? So it's a lot. It's kind of a TBD situation, to be determined, guys.
Yeah, if you don't want to plug in, you got to become Smeagol.
And hopefully not look like him.
Yeah, and live on the boat maybe instead. And
don't eat weird, fish like that. That's crazy.
You have to be careful. Yeah, it's not easy, to be honest. What does our world look like without privacy?
Unimaginable. People like our president couldn't exist in a world that required 100% transparency. I mean, I think we wouldn't be in this political situation if that was possible. And to be honest, I don't think there's ever been a president of any nation that's been 100% transparent. It's not the ordered way of our society. Government hasn't been transparent. So, woke and free nation, I think we would be fine. I think we could figure it out, guys. But as a whole,
you mean like people that are woke could actually be fine with transparency?
I think people who understand the value of honesty then listen. Wouldn't matter. I love that phrase from that movie. Be under the what was it? Be the lights, or I forget. It has truth is the only safe ground you can stand on. I love that phrase because it really is true. It creates unstable foundation for you. You can't stand on a lie and feel secure, but you can stand on the truth and feel completely secure. So we have got to figure out as people, what do we want? Do we want certain, because human beings seem to crave certainty. So if you want certainty, then you need to gravitate towards honesty and transparency. If you don't, then shut up about it, right? Stop acting like you want honesty and you don't.
Are creatures that fail too and make mistakes.
We do.
So it's like when you make mistakes, sometimes you don't want to actually be called on the mistake that you make. So that's the problem.
Of course.
Sometimes you want it to all work out in the end, and things don't work out. So see, that's the problem.
So what are you suggesting? So we need honesty and transparency, but we have to also balance leniency and also the judgment has to be matched with what's going on with the honesty. Because you can't expect people to show everything and then be severely judged and punished for that honesty, because then you are creating behaviors that aren't in line with the system that's in place. So if we're all honest, if we're keeping it 100,
first step.
Yeah, we got to reduce the judgment and we got to be a lot more open and
guess what I'm going to say, which will piss off some people who support that, but I hate the whole idea is the war on drugs.
Oh, yeah,
I think that's a bunch of bollocks.
Let's
that
move
needs
the
to go away. Let's see what this is really about. See, certain things need to just go away completely.
I mean, there would be jobs, companies would go under. It would change the face of the planet, but ultimately it would make a better society, and you create new jobs in a new place, a new industry. Because if we went to 100% transparency and honesty, then what would we need? A lot more tech people to create all the devices that essentially would be tracking us all and kind of inputting all of our input in a system that allows everyone to access. So you'd need a whole bunch of service people to install this equipment. You'd also need people to do quality control and to check up if the devices and stuff aren't working.
Now you're scaring the privacy folk now with that.
It would be creating a whole
You're scaring the privacy folk with that.
It would. It's like that not the Circle show, but there was like a movie with the girl, I always call her Hermione, but that's not her name. The girl who plays Hermione.
And Beauty and the Beast.
Yes. You're even worse, yes.
What? No, but that's what the movie is you're talking about.
I'm talking about the female actress. That's not her name, though.
I know that. I'm just saying she was in that.
But that girl, yes, that woman, rather. She was in this movie with, I think, Tom Hanks. And it was about, it was just 100% if you could have cameras on you and everyone could tap into the system and watch you.
That was Shia LaBeouf, Right?
Nope.
An Eagle Eye?
Nope, that's another movie that speaks to that as well. And Minority Report, right? Like having access changes the world we live in a whole new way. I don't know if we're ready for it quite yet, but to be honest, I think it's liberating. If I woke up one day and they said, "Hey, we're 100% honest, everything is going on the table," I would jump for joy. I would say, "Look at God."
I mean,
but I think some people would, run away into a small island and
that's not going to work out for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Now that the world that it actually looks like, it reminds me of the famous book 1984 and Minority Report. And that's where the government monitors all your movements. Yeah. Everything you do is tracked. When you wake up in the morning, the government says hello to you. You know, it's a very kind of like
Fahrenheit. What was it? 454 or whatever.
Well, I mean, so I guess similar where they control what you read now. Like, this book is banned, so you can't read that. We got to burn it. You know, things like that. So it's, I mean, the problem is the world without privacy is technically, when you think about that, you think of a world that's controlled by some group or organization, which probably would be the government. It'd either be a private company, it'd be Amazon, or it'd be the government. I don't know.
But it needs to work both ways, though. What I'm suggesting
I don't know if that's great.
I'm suggesting cameras
having a corporation control you
on us, but on the government too. Like if there's a stream,
so there's not like anybody who's immune then.
No one is immune. So
I mean, so it'd have to be like that.
It has to work both ways. That way we don't. That because then people feel like they're like insects. Otherwise,
I mean, but so you technically you'll get some people that act like robots though, because they'll take it seriously. And they'll try to they'll act really great on camera, and then they might know. See, there's going to be those people that know how to disable the things, though. That's the problem.
It'd have to be a foolproof method. So it's going to take a while. It will.
Yeah, it's a tough one, definitely. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? It's scenario time, guys. Scenario 1. Nian lives in the future where she doesn't need to browse shopping websites for things she wants. The mega shipping company just ships her packages of products they know she will love. Is this the kind of future you would want to live in?
I think that sounds fabulous. I mean, to get your tchotchkes and you don't even have to shop for them?
They just arrive at your house.
That's wonderful. Yeah. I want my tchotchkes.
Yeah, they just keep arriving. Yep.
Yeah, just keep coming every day. That sounds like me and Amazon. Yeah, that's wonderful. Shout out to Amazon.
Nice.
My beloved.
That's great.
How you doing, Jeff Bezos? How you doing?
Nice.
I think that's fabulous. For people like me who want their tchotchkes. And they come. So
that's a good world for you, then.
That sounds amazing. You can it's just chill. Also slightly creepy.
Exactly. See?
Because it's like, well, how do you know what tchotchkes I want?
Yeah, see, it knows.
I'm also extremely predictable because of the types of things that I do like. Everyone knows I love elephants. So if you sent me anything elephant, I'm like right there with you. Most people are very
most people are predictable.
We're all mostly predictable people. So once you figure out the color scheme, the elephant or the animal of choice, their favorite songs, their favorite places.
There's a couple of things,
a couple of factors, and then you can send them their tchotchkes.
And they'll like it,
and they'll love it. Now, people like you, I mean, some people are going to have a higher price ordered item. Like for you, that would be like a whole tech thing, and for me, it would be like primarily Dollar Tree items.
They'll send me a build a mansion.
Exactly, and mine would be, here's your Dollar Tree
store. So I can put it together and build it. Yeah, for you, it'll just be little items that they can send.
My little tchotchkes that I love, and coloring books and paint things, and yes.
So that's good that you.
I say yay. You say yay.
Nah, I say nay to that because I don't want them to choose what I want.
Even if the system knew you very well and would get it right every single time.
Yeah, but sometimes I wouldn't want it though. Like, it might not be the right time.
Oh, because you don't want to pay for it, you're saying?
Yeah.
But if it came for free, you would, right?
If it was free, then I would do it.
If the universe
No, but it'd have to be free, and then I have to have enough space to keep this stuff.
Okay.
Because I don't want it to junk up my house, too. It's like they send you 70 packages. Now you have 30, of these things all stacked upon each other. You can't use it.
That makes sense. So space requirements are necessary.
Yeah, it would have to take that into consideration. But, like, I know you want this,
but again, if the system knew you well, then it would know...
You'd have to do that.
How to send and when to send, right?
That's the only way I'd go for it. Scenario 2. Melissa wants the world to be completely safe, so she is working on a bill that requires backdoors and all software to allow the government access to private communications. She feels the government should have the right to pry in on what its citizens are communicating about to ensure public safety. Is her logic sound?
No, Melissa is a spy.
That's what you say?
She's a spy against the United States.
Against the U.S., wow.
Yes, because I think to as they say, right, you want to be careful about what you put on the pedestal, and you cannot put our government on a pedestal above its nation, because who's the government working for? It's working on behalf of the nation.
Yeah, see, great.
So it's a relationship, not a dictatorship. And
yeah, but they're trying to help the public interest.
yes.
That's good.
But it's the same thing how, like, our A's are listening to us, if y'all know what we're talking about, right?
A's and G's.
Exactly, are listening in. You know,
Our phones are too, though.
our phones are, you
They're
know,
there.
at a certain stage, you know, because like I say, does it go both ways? Can I call Mr. Cheeto Man and listen to his conversation?
You could call the red phone, right?
Yeah, you know, I don't have
Oh.
access to that. I mean, granted, I understand we can't all have access
We're
to
all
the
calling
phones,
it.
but, you know, like, we gotta, it doesn't work one way. It needs to be a two-way street. That's what I find is problematic with government, that it seems very much like we are doing it on behalf of you and you don't need to know about it. And it's like, well, what are we having access to for you? Because y'all ain't always acting right.
It's basically the government. I mean, they're supposed to be protecting the citizens, but they don't trust all the citizens
Okay,
either.
well then we have a problem, because trust is a two-way street. Why, you know, you can't demand it. It has to be kind of warranted based on behavior, and that is a two-way street. It's not one way. So that's why people have such mistrust in the government, because it's not a communicative and flowing information both ways. It only goes one way. So
So you think she's in the wrong?
I think Melissa is a beloved part of the governmental body.
She's a fascist.
But she is someone who is not understanding the real issues with government and community. And so let her neighbors better not find out. That's all I say, because people come for you sometimes. It's sad. And then it's not just Black Twitter.
But the government supports her views, though. They want this to happen.
Yeah, but you know, like anything else in life, they've
tried to do this.
You have to be careful, because you know people kind of rage against the machine. People rage against tyranny, and not everything lasts forever.
Yeah,
the
that's
Ottoman
true.
Empire did not last forever. English's reign did not last forever. Right, so things don't last forever. So you want to be careful about putting all your eggs in one basket.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, her logic is unsound, because the government has had a lot of mix-up and mishaps. So.
It's like assuming that they're
I don't
doing
trust them
everything
with that
right.
stuff.
Like that's not.
I don't. Yeah, to give them just complete access to everything, it's just. I mean, you're
Like
giving
I
it,
say, let me call the red phone.
and then you didn't bring up the biggest issue is that once the government has access, all the hackers do too.
Exactly.
Because they hack the government, and then that's it. So everybody has it then.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't even be called private communication anymore. It should be called public.
Yeah, it's
just
public domain.
Public discussion. Yeah, I mean, it's
Which
for
I don't
everyone.
know if everyone needs to know, you know, your menstrual cycle. I don't know if everyone needs to know your financial issues. Like,
Well, yeah,
right?
if they go, yeah. The problem is it makes it easier to commit fraud, so that's why.
And so, yeah.
That's why you don't want to give that information out. If there was some way to prevent fraud, then maybe it wouldn't matter as much. But fraud's a big thing, because
I
then
wish
you have to
people
pay
would
for
stop
it.
trying to do that. I mean, that's a whole other conversation.
Well, that's like a kind of class issue where people
I
trying
know
to
we
earn
have
money and.
we have to stop.
Because some people are trying to earn a living from it.
Devastating.
And, well, yeah, I mean that's hard. I don't. Yeah, fraud's bad, but I know.
So
yeah.
deplorable. Like, we can be better, people.
So some people, I mean, it's like $1 billion thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that whole industry.
They just need to migrate into that whole like cryptocurrency world and stop messing around. Make money that way. Get their little
You can't make
dog crypto thing.
You're acting like you can make a lot more money doing the
Fraud.
yeah, than cryptocurrency. There's not a lot of money to be made. I mean, there's money to be
Some
made
people
there,
would argue.
but not a lot though. There's a lot more in fraud. Like that's not
Yeah.
even arguable. It's just it's by the numbers. You can steal a lot of money from people. So it's a messed up thing.
It's really unfortunate, yeah.
Yeah. Scenario 3. Diana posts everything on her social media accounts, including when and where she is on vacation, because she does it for the likes. Do you think this is a good idea, or is it better to filter what you place on social media?
That's a very interesting question. So, Living for the gram, living for the Facebook likes. What are we doing, Gray? Ultimately, I just think it's a safety issue because there have been reports in the news of people who do these check-in things on places like Facebook, and then they say they're out having a good time at this fancy restaurant, and then their apartments or their homes get robbed because you've literally posted that on the internet for people to see that. So I'm not a fan of checking in like that. I know it's helpful for restaurants and businesses, but I just think that things like that don't need to be posted, because also, like, I just think of, like, the movie, like, Ransom with, like, what's his name? Oh, gosh. Braveheart, what's his name?
Mel Gibson?
Yes, he was in this.
He's in Ransom?
Mm-hmm. And you just want to be, it's a good movie. I think 90s movie. You just want to be, I think you want to be transparent on social media. However, again, because we don't live in a 100% transparent world, you have to balance it with your safety. and if it's going to make you more unsafe by being more transparent on social media, then you have to determine that for yourself. I think, nay. I think you should post. Some people even post when they get back from vacation that they don't even post while they're on vacation. So I think you can do a little bit of both. I say if you do post, you don't have to, like, be so extra to be like, hey, I checked into the Buena Vista on 4th Ave. Wait a minute, we're getting a little too much details, but it's an interesting
But even
question.
when you post it, then people, if you post it then as it is happening, then people know you're not home.
People technically know, yeah. They technically know. But they don't know if your house is empty.
That's
right?
true, yeah.
So it's
it's interesting.
Your thoughts?
I think you need to just filter what you place on social media.
Word.
It's just easier. Just wait till you get back. It ain't that serious.
Word.
That's what I say. Don't take any risks that you don't need to. And try to enjoy your vacation. Come on.
So the thing about not posting directly and live is that means that you are present, and we experience this as well. Like, when we're experiencing things, it's like we want to make sure that we're bringing you guys, WokeNFree Nation, along for the ride, but then also we've got to live. We've got to enjoy things.
The experience.
And, like, for us, for the longest, we hardly even haven't taking pictures together doing things because we're too busy, like, actually enjoying the experience, not like, wait a minute.
You know what happens too? Because scientifically they said if you take pictures, your mind doesn't remember the experience as well when you actually take pictures. That makes
so much sense because
the
I'm
more
telling
pictures you take, the
a lot
less
of these
you remember.
Things you talk about, I'm like, I don't remember us doing this.
Yeah, if we take too many pictures, it makes it easier for your mind to forget it. Because you don't prioritize it.
Sense. That makes so much sense. Ugh. Well, guys, now we want you to be present because it is that time again. It is coming to the end of our 125th episode, not on 125th Street. WokeNFree. Golly. This was quite the episode discussing, do we need privacy? Will we leave you hanging for what our next episode will be about? Drumroll, please.
On our next episode, we'll be discussing, would the purge work in reality? Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along in the conversation. And make sure you tune in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday to join the conversation at WokeNFree.com.
If you want to be a guest on the show, submit a topic for an upcoming episode, or share how you feel on our Contact Us page at WokeNFree.com. That is WokenFree.com. And when it comes to social media, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest at WokeNFree. And then if you have a business, if you've got a book, if you've got some service that you want to promote in 2020, now's the time to pop into this podcasting world. It is explosive, and we are super excited to create a curated ad for you on our platform. So how do you want to start that conversation? When do you want to start it? That's up to you guys. But you know what you got to do. First step, you got to hit us up on our Contact Us page at WokenFree.com.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do. Share the episode, and make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokenFree Wednesdays. Remember, WokenFree is more than a podcast, it is a way of life. Until next time.